In a world with entirely too many shows about cars, this is another pointless automotive podcast.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yes, sir.
Ugh.
Ooh, wow. The
Busting open a cold
noises
one.
of a podcast.
Mm.
Is there, I mean, help me out here. Is there such thing as podcast ASMR?
I mean,
Or
what-
are all podcasts by definition ASMR? Or like if we like fuzzied the mic and
I
like
think
popped peas
right.
and like did like really gross mouth noises and just like got like really into it, like eating like an overripe peach into the
Mhm.
mic. And I don't mean that as a euphemism. I mean like actually eating a delicious stone fruit.
Uh-huh.
Like, do you like? I don't know. Maybe there's something here.
The only questionable thing I just saw was how you eat a peach. For those of you who can see the video, he was kind of just grinding what looks like
Hey,
a softball-sized object into his face.
Give the peaches what they want. Okay.
There's millions of them, you know.
Yeah, they were put there in a can by a man.
I know where
in a
that factory
downtown.
is. Yep,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
right.
yeah.
That's the one.
Yeah. How are you? Have you devoured any delicious stone fruit lately?
No, not really. Admittedly, and sadly, no. I'm more of a plum over peaches guy, to tell you the truth.
Ooh, how about peach versus nectarine? I mean, it's pretty close comparo. But
Yeah, I still take a peach. I'll take a peach over that for sure.
yeah. For some reason, like peach in my mind, and thank you everyone for tuning into the stone fruit hour. Peaches are like an kind of any time of the year kind of thing. A nectarine for some reason is like specifically spring, summer, and I don't even know if that's when they're ripe. But like in my mind, that feels.
I think that tracks. I think stone fruit's usually the beginning, right before summer kicks off, if I
Yeah.
remember correctly. So at
yeah,
least
like
here in
it's like
California.
late April, early May kind of deal.
Yeah. So interesting, man. That's weird. Why you got to typecast your stone fruit, dude? That's the big question
I
here.
don't know. And then if you want to get really crazy, you grill your stone fruit. You ever do that? You get
No,
like you
dude,
get like
we're
a
gonna get
peach and you
canceled.
grill
We're gonna
it,
get canceled if you keep
and you
this
put
up.
like and then you put like some sort of like cream based like a burrata on top of it or something and some cracked pepper, a little olive oil. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, just and then you eat it loudly and sloppily into a microphone on
You
a
grind it
podcast.
upon your face like you did earlier with
Exactly.
your demonstration. Got it.
Yes.
Cool.
Anyways, what's new? Should we talk about car things?
We should probably steer it in that direction. I think so.
So, I've got a listener, an unusual listener request that we'll get into. We do listen to the people, even in this case, if the people doesn't listen to us. So I've got a friend of mine, Mario, if you're out there. Regular in real life, super in your hearts. But he, what's interesting is he doesn't really listen to the podcast. Yet he'll like occasionally be like, "Oh, you guys should talk about this on the podcast." I'm like, "Oh, you mean the one you don't listen to?"
Right.
And so he was just like, "Oh, you guys should do like a saving Nissan." I was like, "Well, we've sort of talked about it a little bit, right?
Sure.
We haven't done a formal saving Nissan edition of the pod. We've discussed the downfall and failures of Infinity, and we've talked about the Z cars when the new Z launched. Which, God, has our pod been around that long? Right? Like the new Z launched, and we talked about it.
We're putting some years on, man.
And now that thing is old. So yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna satiate listeners who aren't even listeners. That's how good we are.
That's how strong our reach is.
Exactly. Yeah, we're omnipotent. So why don't we
Did
do
you say
that?
impotent?
Omni-impotent. Yes.
I heard, yeah.
Oh, we're limp for everything.
We're so fucking limp.
Yeah, exactly. It's just forever limp. So,
baby, I'm so flaccid right now.
God,
Jesus.
I couldn't be any more flaccid. Yeah, just like weeping because you can't get it soft.
Oh,
Like, I'm sorry, babe. I can't even.
we can't stop.
I can't even maintain a not erection. See, this is the stuff we gotta say for the After Dark episode.
Right? Spoilers.
Yeah, I know. We're giving the best stuff out for free. What we should actually give out for free is our opinions on how each of us maybe could cooperatively.
Mm.
I'm trying to speak words today.
Collaboratively?
That thing. Yeah.
Going for
It's you know what I'm drinking today? Topo Chico. It's just like bubbly sparkle water.
It's delicious.
Maybe that's it. Maybe I'm not nearly buzzed enough. Anyways, how are we saving Nissan? It's taking us like 10 minutes just to get to this point. How are we saving Nissan?
Yeah, too long.
Stone fruit.
TLDR. This episode is about us saving Nissan. We did save Infinity, so Nissan's upper crusty class cousin, if you will. I think we all can agree that Nissan's a fantastic, not now, but Nissan historically is a fantastic automaker. Some absolute gems. In some periods, they absolutely killed it. They killed it. One of the more memorable brands, I'd say, from the late 80s, early 90s era, for sure. I think that's when they were probably firing at their best. They've had, shining moments before then, some after, but I think that was their kind of heyday, to be honest, if I was going to break it down. Today, horrible. It's absolutely, it's so sad, the state of the company.
What do you think in today's Nissan? What do you think is their most potent or impotent? Considering we're limp is now good in our universe here.
Yeah, hell yeah.
What is their otherwise best product right now? Like, what do you think if you had to pick a single product of theirs? If they have product, I mean, does anyone really know? But like, what do you think is their best product right now?
Low and low and lazy always wins. But no, best product. It's got to be their CVT transmission, my friend. No, I'm just kidding.
Hey, it can't be any worse than their old one.
I still see paper plates on Sentras and Ultimas, so they're still pushing those somehow. I'd probably say like a Rogue or something to that effect is probably one of their best sellers without looking at numbers. That's just a take from the heart.
Yeah, I mean, like, what do you think is, like, if you were to pick out a product, like, oh, that's actually almost competent?
100% a Z. 100.
Yeah.
And I would enjoy it. I know I would enjoy that car.
Yeah.
But they're not selling those.
I feel like the current Sentra, which I think has been out for a minute now.
Pretty decent.
I think it's actually an okay car for what it is, which is, no one else will sell you a new car. And whatever your parole officer or somebody like demands you have a new car, you can't get a used car. I don't know. There's some scenario where you have to get a brand new car,
dude.
And
we had one as a
Sentras are okay.
Yeah, we had one as a rental in Hawaii, and it was more than capable. Good little.
It's like 72% of all Sentra sales.
Yeah, right.
And
They're all rental fleets, right?
Yeah. Fleet. Yeah.
I thought it was pretty nice little car. They look nice. Interior is cheap as all shit. But yeah, no. Right now, I don't think the company's doing too well. And I think it's pretty bad when they bring us in, right? They task us with bringing it back, it back from the dead.
I know, especially since we actually charge a lot for our consulting here. That's the only reason the podcast stays afloat is for our consulting fees.
We don't need sponsorship.
No,
unless you got something, holler.
You know what I forgot? You know what technically is still not dead somehow? The GTR.
Isn't that wild?
Yeah, I mean it's been like the last Challenger and Charger, where it's been the last call, final edition. We're gonna sell it for one more year, red eye, brown eye edition, and they just like keep stretching it out like Goatsy edition, and it won't die.
Oh, would you now?
No,
that's a good one. Would you take a GTR or a Z?
Do I have to pay for it?
No.
Money is
which
no
one
object.
Would you enjoy? Yeah, but which one would you enjoy more? Think about it for a while. Obviously, you can't get a manual with the GTR.
Right. GTR is like stupid fast, but also just kind of stupid at this point.
Yeah.
I do like the way the new one looks. They've got the whatever fancy special green color, heritage green or whatever it's called. It's like and they've really jazzed up the interior to try and make it. Because it's like 140K.
Yeah,
it's like not
dude.
cheap.
They started at like 65, and now they're more than double. Yeah,
yeah. Thanks, Obama. But like, I don't know. Maybe the Z, performance package Z, and I know they just announced the Nismo is finally going to be available with a manual.
Yeah, that's 420. Haha, got a minute.
Nice.
419
Nice.
got a minute, right?
That's right.
But no,
Yeah.
420 horsepower, I think it is. I don't know. I'm just scratching numbers out of thin air. But I think the Z is something I'd probably want more to like enjoy as it currently is
Sure.
until, even without the Nismo package. I think I want to
What
row my
sucks
own in that car.
is I do think the Z is their best product.
Uh-huh.
Um, and I think it's been an abject failure. I think there's no doubt it's failed in the marketplace.
Mhm.
Whether you think the car itself, the product itself, is good or not, how well it's done in the marketplace has been brutally bad. And I don't think it's fault of the car.
No,
I,
original
I
NSX.
yeah.
Same thing.
Well, I think the difference is if you wanted an original NSX, you can walk into an Acura dealership, have a decent to good experience,
Mhm.
and buy one for probably around sticker when
Yeah.
that car was new. When the new Z launched, there was limited supply because of supply chain constraints because of the end of COVID,
Yeah,
and you
that's a
had to deal with a
byproduct.
fucking Nissan dealership.
But that's a byproduct of the times. Yeah, now you
But
can
the
go in and get
Nissan, the
one.
dealership experience was always been bad. It's still bad. It was the only competent product they had, and it was the only product that brought in people with actually decent credit scores and money. And so
Dude,
every one of those had like a 50% ADM on top.
don't get butthurt when you have to bring your Z in for like regular maintenance and they give you a Versa as your loaner
Right.
car.
Or not
Right?
even
That's
that. You
the
go to try and
experience.
buy it and they're like, oh, these are special. Like we wouldn't even let anyone test drive it.
Mm.
Yeah, the MSRP is whatever, 48, but we're gonna ask 68,
Like,
69.99 plus hit you up for permaplate and low jack and a bunch of bullshit. And you can't get into the car. So then you go down the street and you get a Supra, which is more powerful for the same money or cheaper.
I'll take a Z.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
still going with the Z, baby.
I like it. You don't see them. I see
Yeah,
like one a quarter.
every once in a while, yeah.
Yeah. Which is it's a shame. So how else? What would you do to save them? What's in your
Dude,
back pocket?
I'm gonna lay out my plan.
Oh,
It's easy. Nissan, listen.
flop it onto the table, my friend.
Yeah, take this plan, put it in the musical instrument box, have a ex special forces guy help you guide it back into the into the
Excuse me?
dealership headquarters.
Oh.
We're gonna talk about it right now. Dude, 4 vehicles. We're gonna start off small. And I think it's what we need to do. I think we need to narrow it back down. Sentra and Ultima. Like the funny thing about the Sentra Ultima, remember when they had Sentra Ultima Maxima, and each one of
Mhm.
those was clearly a different vehicle class. Like,
Yeah.
so easy to tell. Now the new Sentra is way bigger than the old Maxima used to be, and the Ultimate is
Mhm.
like massive if you look at it compared to like a first gen Ultima.
Sure.
So let's just have one. Let's just have like two sizes that are very different. I
Yeah.
miss. I think the
Vente and
Maxima
Grande.
was a great car. I think
Yeah.
the Maxima in its time sold very well, was well received. It was it was the 4-door sports car originally, even had a little
Yeah.
little badge that denoted that.
So
So
sick.
we're gonna stick with the Sentra and Maxima for our sedans because we're still living sedan life. I don't care about crossover city. We'll get into that in a little bit.
So you're getting rid of big Ultima Energy?
Yeah, we don't need a middleman. We
Oh
don't need a
man.
middleman. The Sentra's big enough now, right? No one looks at a modern size Sentra and says, "Boy, that's a real small compact you got there." It's not. It's
Compact
plenty of
envy?
room. Yeah. But I am bringing back some excitement. I want the return of the SER badge,
Sure.
and that shouldn't be
Yeah.
a surprise coming from me. I love little sporty Econo boxes, little front wheel drive, high revving SR20. I don't know if that's coming back, right?
Right.
But something similar. I want to keep it NA. I know like its contemporary competition was like the Honda Civic. All the sporty Civics are turbo now, right? Whether it be a
Mhm.
Sport SI or Type R, which we're not going after, obviously. But I keep it manual, NA, high revving. Just think of a cheaper Civic SI fighter. But also the Sentra itself make a little more sporty, right? Even the base model back in the day, like the B13 base model Sentras were pretty decent cars. Like they
Yeah.
weren't wallowy messes. They were pretty tight. Uh,
Those cars just went out of production like 5 years ago in Mexico.
right, exactly.
The Suru.
the Suru. But no, keep that, bring it back. the way it used to be. So kind of take because the Sentra right now is nothing special. I think the last special Sentra we got was the Nismo. Do you remember that guy from like
Yeah,
2019, 2020 with a turbo?
the turbo, yeah.
But good Lord, it was just kind of neutered and it wasn't super exciting. The suspension
But still
wasn't
had
that
the
great.
CVT, right?
No, you could get a Manuel.
Okay.
Yeah. And that was the only saving grace. But apparently the engine was pretty anemic.
Yeah.
There was
It's like a
nothing
1.5
cool about
turbo,
it.
I think.
Yeah, yeah. So that was the last, and that was we're talking 5 years now at this time. The Sentra doesn't have anything super exciting. So bring that back. I also want the four-door sports car to come back. I want the Maxima to come back, but I want to mix it up a little bit. What were the original Maximas? What kind of
Trim levels?
advantage did they have over?
Oh,
No, what did they have? The advantage over the following Maximas? The drivetrain, baby, rear wheel
yeah.
drive. We're bringing
Oh,
it
the
back.
OG.
Yeah, we're going OG because
The 810.
Infinity has plenty of rear wheel drive sedan platforms they can borrow from, so the
Mhm.
cost savings are there. Let's talk to the bean counters a little bit. I want to do this. I want to drop that Z engine in a Maxima, so it's kind of like the Red
Oh
Sport,
shit.
but
Yeah.
we'll make it more affordable, right? We'll focus on handling. I think that Red Sport wasn't a super handler. I think that was the biggest criticism that car got was that the engine is plenty of power, 400
Hmm.
horsepower, no one complains, but I don't think it handled like a sporty car.
Right.
And I'm being careful because it's not a sports car. So the aspirations were a sporty car, and
Yeah.
it wasn't even hitting that,
Four-door
man.
sports car. Come on.
Yeah, so the Maxima can do that. So we're borrowing the rear-wheel drive architecture, handling, performance. I want to drop a manual in that,
Sure.
which is
Of
something
course you
that they
do.
didn't do. Right. And I think that's cool. I think we bring the SCR badge on that too. Remember the SCR?
Yeah.
We had the Ultima, but the Maxima never really got an SCR version.
Yeah.
So
You just
maybe
got the
we,
SE.
yep, maybe we do an SCR version with that 400 horsepower motor, drop the manual in there. I think that'd be kind of fun rear wheel drive in this
Hmm.
marketplace with a Nissan badge. I think that could get a lot of people excited, to tell you the truth. And then even without that motor, put a nice stout whatever Infinity V6 is running. Keep it rear wheel drive, so it
Sure.
kind of goes a little upmarket even. I kind of like that, but keep it like not focus on like I don't think anyone's ever called a Maxima opulent, but don't focus on any luxury aspect. Like let's focus on sporty stuff and just keep it
Yeah.
down to earth and sharp looks. We'll redesign it, make it look nice.
Cool.
So this is my two
That's your,
sedans.
that's your sedans.
Uh, the other two super easy. A truck we've been talking about, the Pathfinder.
Yeah.
We need a
Heck yeah.
Pathfinder. We need a real Pathfinder, my friend. A budget off-roader, which the original Pathfinder was positioned in the market to
Mhm.
always be because it battled with the Forerunner, did pretty good.
Yeah.
At the time, the market was pretty hard. As you had like the Rodeo and Trooper.
Mhm.
There was a lot of competition in that space. Bring it back. I want to make it like similar designs. I want the three-spoke wheels. I want the
Hell yeah.
cool little triangle window. I want all the things we like about that truck. Even a manual. But more stripped down, more actual off-roady, and borrow from like kind of the Bronco playbook with the retro styling.
Sure.
I
Hell
think
yeah.
I think this market would do well with something like that, and that's a good badge to take back. So I think Pathfinder is a recognized model, so I think that would do pretty well. And then here it is, baby, Armada. We're going for the
Oh.
3-row. Got to have a three. Everybody's into big trucks again, right?
Dogs
So
love trucks.
yeah, and they love Armadas. The Armada's been pretty rough for a while. They're not good looking,
Yeah.
dude, and its Infinity counterpart. When I see them, it's just like probably one of the uglier big vehicles on the road.
Yeah. The original QX56 might be the ugliest car ever produced.
Horrible. It's just,
SUV, anyways.
it's horrible. It's in the newer
Even the
ones,
second gen was brutal.
They-
They're all bad.
ugly vehicles. That big chrome thing in front of like under the mirror, absolutely atrocious.
And
It's
then,
like a
the weirdly
AutoZone
shaped
glue on.
quarter glass situation. Yeah.
Horrible truck. So the early ones were pretty cool. Um, the Armada, I'm saying. They
Yeah, the
actually look
Armada
a
way
lot
more
better.
than the QX.
Yep.
Yeah.
Bring back the Armada. I say we do the boxy styling still, kind of borrow from that again, but just kind of reinvent that name because I think Armada is a damn cool name. So I say we rock that. It's like a deeply discounted Lexus GX at this
Sure.
point.
Yeah.
And then we just, 3-row. It doesn't, I want to make it a little more off-road capable. I hate
Mhm.
like the faux off-road truck thing. So we keep it honest. Obviously it's down market from the Lexus, but just to bring some of that 3-row authentic off-road capable, but still
Sure.
cool looking truck. So the market wants it. Let's give it to them. So we have our layout. That's all I got, man. I got 4 vehicles, and that's how I bring Nissan back.
All right. From beyond
Simple.
the grave.
Simple. And I think, the glaring omission is a sports car. I think the Z
Are
needs
you
to
keeping the Z or are you burying it?
I like the Z. I didn't want to move the Z, but I think we need to do something different with it. I think it didn't deliver on it didn't deliver on everything we thought it was going to be, right? And I think the original 240Z was probably the actual sports car of the
Right.
entire Z history, right? The rest were kind of grand tours. But
Sure.
they had some sporty moments. I think the Z32 twin turbo was an actually pretty good sports car. Uh,
Yeah, it
it
was a
is
pretty
still
good blend between a GT and a sports car.
right,
Because
but like
it was a little shorter, right? A 2+2 was obviously the GT variant, but like,
huge power bump over the previous
yeah,
Z31,
yeah,
right? And
yeah. Two-seater.
yep, kind of pure T-tops. I think we do the Z, but I don't know, man. We got to do something to spice that up a little bit. Like either cut some weight out or do something to it. Cut the price. Find a way to make
Yeah.
that thing cheap, and make it an actual approachable sports car. But the Z name still applies because the Zs were always a great deal. Like from a financial perspective, like if you're
Mhm.
looking to buy a sports car, Nissan always had you covered, right? It wasn't it was never the fastest, except for that Z32 was pretty fucking
Sure.
quick when it came out. But the Zs were always just that great sports car that didn't break the bank.
Yeah. Yeah. It's funny that you mentioned that, like, find a way to make it cheaper. Because I
Mhm.
think that's for me, if I got to be given a magic wand and wave it and everything is implemented for the 2026 model year, I think that's the main change I do to the Z is it stays the course, but you have to find a way to get your dealership network to chill the fuck out
Mhm.
and be like, okay, like you put ADMs on these Zs and you're getting penalized, right? You're no longer able to qualify for Nissan financing or whatever. Like
Mhm.
I don't know what teeth Nissan of North America has, but if they can figure out a way to be like, hey, we have Zs in stock and we're not cranking the price up and we're making the dealer sell them at or under MSRP and not add a
Right.
bunch of horse shit, add-ons. Um, and then market the car a little bit. I think it could be viable. Like
Yep.
I think you're right there. Although my approach is like, don't cheapen the car, just slap the shit out of these dealers.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, I think it could be cheapened though. I think we could take a lot of the tech out of it. I think we could pare it down a
you see,
little
I
bit.
like to think that we can, but I think
I'm not
buyers
talking.
won't
Yeah, I'm not talking.
allow
Well,
it.
it's a two-seat sports car, right? So
I know, but
it's
we don't,
not.
and we like that, but we're also not buying new cars.
We love that, but no one that's buying that car is like, I need my daily commute grind vehicle. I'm not going to Nissan and buying a Z, right? Like it's terribly, it's terribly not a good fit for a commuter, right? Like it has like not the best storage space. It's probably ergonomically challenged in almost every
I mean, you
respect,
got
right?
it. Yeah, the only, in my opinion, the only hope for that car is that you try and have it do everything the Supra does at a 25% discount.
Yeah.
So maybe it's 75% of the car that the current Supra is. And I don't love the current Supra, the Zupra. But if it can be a cool thing and you're buying it from a competent dealership
Hmm.
instead of one whose MO is to try and pick your pocket the moment
Yeah.
you walk in because they assume you're buying a clapped Ultima.
Hmm.
And I do think the other biggest thing that'll help the Z is, are you there?
Yeah. I'm here.
Okay.
Your face froze with an O face, which
Yeah,
doesn't
and
bother me in the least.
it's frozen on my end with an O face. Is it still frozen on your end or no?
Yeah, you're frozen, bro.
All right. Um, should we just go with the frozen and see if I unfreeze
As
and
long as the
let the
audio
people
is
see behind the
as long as
behind the
the
curtain?
audio is good.
Okay. Well, this is fun. Um, yeah. Okay. Anywho, And that was distracting because O face me is staring back at me, and I don't know what to think about it.
Oh, are you?
Um,
You're locked on your own screen.
yeah,
That's a
even on my
first.
screen, I'm locked. That's what I don't understand. Anyways, this is all fun. Welcome to the wild world of podcasting.
Tell someone to
Um,
hang up the phone at your house. They're using all the bandwidth.
yeah, my 28.8 modem just can't hang. So should I just dive into my case here for or should we take a break and try and fix the brokenness just in case it stops?
I am I'm getting good audio.
Okay.
I don't know how we maybe click your video on and off.
I don't know. What
Oh,
happens
can
if
you
I...
even interact with your screen, or is it?
Yeah, I can.
We're
No,
doing
it's
live
just hold on.
troubleshooting.
Let me. What if I do this? Yeah, troubleshooting live. Can I turn it off? Let's see. Oh, yep. Okay, that's off. Let me turn it back on. Nope. Oh, hold on. Start video. That's what I want to do.
Oh, we might have lost you indefinitely.
Oh, nope.
Oh, see, you just had to
Hey,
restart
let's
it,
go.
dude.
Let's fucking go. Anyways, this
Like
is
I
gonna be a
work in
very
the
interesting
like I
episode
work in the
of the
tech
pod.
industry or something.
I know. Have you tried turning it off and turning it back on again?
Actually worked.
Yeah. Hey. So okay, no, I like your approach. What's funny is you're there's a lot of the approach is similar, or frankly the same. Just I have in my mind, I've got some different angles.
Ooh.
First off, what you kind of hinted at but didn't outright say is I think one of the biggest steps to save Nissan, and I say this as just a few days ago, Nissan announced that they are axing their entire North American and South American design centers, which includes their design center in San Diego, which has been there since I think like the early 90s. Like I think
Wow.
a lot of stuff came out of that design center. I think the 350Z came out of that design center. I believe I don't know, the Cube sounds like that was made in Japan. But
Yeah.
but yeah, it's like it's a very, it'd be like if Toyota axed Calty down in SoCal in their design center. So it's kind of a big deal. And in my mind, I think they would be better served firing something else. And they should just murder Infinity. Kill Infinity.
Yeah.
Save all that money. And instead, what you do is you make a couple of more upmarket Nissan offerings.
Ooh.
And that's where I agree with you with regards to the Maxima.
Mm-hmm.
Where not that there's a huge amount of money in a flagship sedan right now, but where Infinity was at its best is when they were making the G35 and G37 sedans and coupes, but really the bread and butter for them was the sedan.
And the
That was like
G20s. G20s.
Sure. And so I think if you just eliminate all of Infinity, which is just selling a bunch of crossovers that are
Ouch.
indistinguishable from one another, like there's no reason for anyone to walk into an Infinity dealership today. None, other than getting something deeply, deeply, deeply discounted.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
you might as well have that be something in a Nissan dealership. And oh no, we have to sacrifice the one Infinity dealership in the Tri-County area. Whatever. I don't know. Buy them out. Fucking figure it out. You've got money from closing your design center. So, you utilize the savings.
Mm-hmm.
But I think you get rid of Infinity. You do bring back an Infinity G35, 37 equivalent in the Maxima, which is largely what you were
Right.
advocating for. So you've got a slightly, more upmarket offering, almost to like when like Hyundai launched the original Genesis.
Right.
And that was their upmarket, like, wow, look what Hyundai can do for you. Look at this awesome thing. And you kind of bring a little extra cachet to the brand.
The Genesis
Nissan has no cachet right now.
The Genesis 50 R spec.
Yeah, hell
the
yeah.
Tau V
Hell yeah,
V8.
brother.
Good motor.
And so,
Good car.
yeah, so whether you make it, rear wheel drive and or all wheel drive, you recycle the transmission and powertrain offerings out of the Z. As old as all that shit is, like it's still usable. My thought is you're a dying brand who's hemorrhaging money. You're not going to Okay, let me put it this way. Do you follow hockey?
I do.
Hockey? Are you a Sharks? Who's your team? I know you grew up on the East Coast. You're probably not a
Bruins.
Sharks fan.
Bruins, my friend.
Oh, Bruins, you coward.
Right. They've been so horrible with the best season ever
No,
2 years ago.
no,
Yeah.
no. Horseshit.
Facts.
Tim Thomas is a clown. The Sharks baby. Anyways,
Mm.
there's a famous clip of one of, if not maybe my favorite San Jose Shark of all time, Mr. Joe Pavelski himself,
Mhm.
Pavs, Little Joe, where they were in they were down a few points and fighting for a playoff space, and they got down like 3-0 after the first intermission, right? And he's in there in like everyone's all downtrodden in the locker room, and there's a filming in there, and he's going around to the locker room, and he's just like, "We're in a playoff push. You can't take a shift off." Like, and he keeps yelling, "Soft shit doesn't work in the playoffs.
Mm.
Like you have to like this is crunch time. Our
Mhm.
backs against the wall. This is basically a playoff game for us, right? Our chips are down. Soft shit doesn't win in the playoffs. Let's go. Like you can't. You have to take chances. You have to." And that's what I think Nissan is at. Their back is against the wall. They've got a bunch of shit that they can lean on with their heritage. With now they just killed their design studio, so maybe it'll be harder for them to take design chances. But I think they have to. They need to capitalize on what Honda has not been doing. We talked about Honda a little bit ago and how they just refuse to take chances.
They're just mailing it in.
They say like they're gonna take chance, but like we're relaunching the RSX, and then it's a fucking crossover that no one cares about. Like, and so I think if Nissan does take the chance, they don't have a choice at this point, right? They have to kind of shoot the moon. And so I think if they make a somewhat aggressively styled, even if you're recycling powertrain from the Z, and you have a rear drive sports sedan, it will be the only one coming out of Japan. You use that as your upmarket offering. I think you keep the Ultima being the Ultima and getting you some bullshit basic level
Sure.
servicing your existing customer who, oops, my 2018 Ultima blew up because I ran it out of oil because I'm an Ultima owner.
Mm-hmm.
And then they come in and they oh, well, let me just get the new Ultima. It's still like 10% cheaper than the rest of the competition, and it's been refreshed and it's functional. Great. I'm leaving the Ultima alone. I like, as much as I said earlier that the Sentra I think is a decent offering, actually.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little long in the tooth. I think they're redoing it now-ish. I don't know. I don't keep up on Sentra news. But I think the brand name of Sentra has no cachet, has no brand value at all. In fact, it's almost a negative value. So I think you, again, in the theory of taking some chances, you redo the Ultima, you aggressively style it, and I want to bring back the 510. Yes, it was a Datsun, but everyone knows what it really is. And do you remember, God, what was it? 10 years ago, I want to say there was like a 510 concept car that they put out. It was like a compact, kind of boxy, blackout front, halo grill.
We all knew in our hearts of hearts that they weren't going to make that thing, but God, it was cool. It was cool.
But like,
probably from one of those now to be defunct design studios, but yeah,
correct. Oh, I promise you,
right?
Yeah. Watch, it was our boy Brian Nesbitt who actually designed it. So here's the thing. I think you. Oh, did I freeze again?
Yeah, you did.
God damn it. Okay, let's try this again. Hold up. We'll do this in real time. I'm gonna be really good at it now. Bang.
This is fantastic listening.
This is wonderful. So 510. You bring back the 510.
Like it.
And my thought is, when I guess it was what they originally called the 86 or GT86 or FT. It was the FT86 when the Scion FT86
FRS.
Was it FRS?
Yeah.
See, it's had like 11,000 names. Who the fuck cares? Scion, even, whatever, dead brain. But if you have like that was a successful callback to a cheaper, lightweight, rear drive, entry level sports car.
Mm-hmm.
And it was successful. Now, it hasn't sold in huge droves, but it's been successful and splashy.
Yep.
And they tried to make that be like the Halo car for your entry level offering, which was Scion at the time. Which, you weren't going to save Scion. People hear it and they just think of like the Matrix or some bullshit.
Aw.
So, Scion's dead. No one wept. But that model lives on.
Mhm.
And so I think if you kind of take that same thought of saying we're going to make an exciting, inexpensive entry level car, and it's going to be our center of replacement, right? It's going to be a sedan. I'm not going to make a two-door. I don't care. I'm just doing this to like, how do I have an exciting entry level
Yeah.
daily? Because there kind of aren't any anymore. What's the most exciting entry, like four-door entry level daily?
Oh boy.
And by entry level, I mean, starting at 20, call it 26, which is there's like no cars. Right
And
now start at 26.
nothing competes in that market. Yeah.
But maybe 30. You can't get a GTI that low.
Civic Sport.
And this doesn't have to be, Civic Sport. Civic Sport's probably it.
Mhm.
And you only need that amount of power, right? Or Civic Si even. And so, but I want it to be a little smaller than that because you said it. Like these cars have all gotten too goddamn big.
Too damn big.
So I want it to be a little smaller. I want it to be aggressively boxy styled.
Mhm.
I want a wagon variant, right? Even if it's basically a four-door hatch, you call it the wagon.
Right.
Now it's the wagon.
Yeah.
And if it's styled right and it's priced right, and you call it the 510, maybe even include the, right? The 510. I think that would be. It would absolutely be a fucking flag plant by Nissan. Be like, we have our heritage. You even do like an old red, white, and blue like heritage livery for some special edition shit.
That's what. So I was just thinking, like, what if they did a heritage edition? You could slap a Datsun badge on it from the factory. How cool would that be? Like an old,
or
old
even
Datsun
just
badge.
like like a blue in tone with like red hockey stripes down the side or something like that.
Hell yeah.
Again, like taking chances,
Mhm.
And leaning on their heritage because they got nothing else left. There's nothing else for them to lean on. They don't have the money to do this huge development stuff. And I think if you have an okay dealer network and you have kick-ass styling
Mhm.
and good and decent pricing, like as long as it like meets cafe, which apparently doesn't matter anymore.
No.
Fuck it, we ball. Like just like nobody's gonna care. Like, oh man, they just reused this engine for like idiots like you and I might care, but the market won't care.
Yeah. Just do it.
So I think styling rules the day.
Yep.
I do like they have to get back into the proper off-road game.
Yep.
Mandatory. I think you keep the Pathfinder. I think the Pathfinder's gone too far down the path of softness.
Yeah. Yeah. Totally.
So I think you have to keep you kill the Rogue. The Rogue is a piece of garbage.
Mm-mm.
Nobody likes the Rogue. The Rogue has gone rogue. Let it die in the desert. And you keep the, whether it's a 2-row or a 2.5-row SUV as a Pathfinder
Mhm.
unibody, but you do bring back a frontier based Xterra as your butch off-road offering. And I think the Xterra is like classic, quote unquote, enough at this point. It's been out of production long enough, and that second gen was in production well beyond its shelf life.
Sure.
To where you say Xterra, people might even think about the original version more now. And so you capitalize on that. You're like, however you want to market it, you market it aggressive, you style it aggressive. It's funny, we think of the 4Runner as this like kind of conservative thing, but if you look at the styling of a new 4Runner, it's pretty fucking aggressive.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And I think you kind of need to match that energy. You have a lot of throwback styling to the original one with like big plastic fender flares, and you've got the first aid kit bump on the rear gate, and you have a roof rack with like the bump on the roof, almost like an old disco.
Yep.
Like the original
stadium seating. Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, you make you basically make a true 4Runner competitor like the Xterra was. Um, and you part share with the current Frontier, which is, I think it's falling victim more so like, here's my thought. I think it's a decent product. I've never spent time in one. They seem okay.
They look nice too. I think the
I
new
think they look
Frontiers look pretty
nice.
nice. Like the Pro 4Xs look
Yeah.
pretty sharp. Yeah.
I think they don't.
Sharp.
I don't
Ugh.
think they sell all that well because they don't have them.
Because they have Nissan
That's
badges.
right. And Nissan has such a bad rep. But if
Hmm.
you can make some splashy offerings like the 510,
Hmm.
and you kill off Infinity and bring it in house, the Maxima, and maybe you have a fancier option 3 row, and whether you call it the Armada. I don't love the Armada name. I'd like to
I like
have
it. I like
something,
it.
bring something out. Maybe I don't know if you bring a name out of retirement. Like, what are you gonna, the Quest? Like, what the fuck are you gonna call it? Um, the Cedric.
Huh?
Um,
Mhm.
and yeah, and then kind of go from there, right? Like, if you find some traction with that, then yeah, maybe you make it 2-door 510, right? Or you'd have that same chassis and you make a different bodied coupe based on the same mechanics, and you call it the 240 SX, or you just call it the Sylvia, right?
Oh,
Enough kids have played video games that, like, they'll know what that car is. They'll want to buy that car.
right.
Um, but they have to take chances. They have to take some. You got to swing for the fence.
Hmm.
Soft shit doesn't work in the playoffs.
Dude, I haven't had a solid bowel movement in a decade. I hear you.
Yeah, yeah. It's the bathroom playoffs.
Uh,
Oh,
always
hold
win
on.
that game.
Let me do this again, because apparently this is
He's
my life now.
he's out. No, I like it. I like your takeaway is taking risks. Mine is going back to when the car company was actually successful.
Sure.
I think truthfully they have to. I think they have to drink from both of those Kool-Aid punch bowls to
Hmm.
make something happen here because literally treading. They've been treading water for I don't know what feels like probably at least 15 years as
Yeah,
a brand. They've kind of just
that's about
been
right.
just going through the motions. They need to get excited. They need to get excited about their products. They need to make us excited about their products again
Yeah.
because that's what counts. I like what you did there. I think the Xterra is a good one, but I just can't let Pathfinder go. I think we need to be like, and when it returns, be like, guess who found their path again? And it comes back with that
Yeah.
retro styling. I just, oh, that I don't know. In my eyes, I think the
That makes it
path
sound like they were like in rehab for the last decade.
they were,
Sure.
dude. Like you could
Yeah.
take like a first gen Pathfinder
And you have
and
you have Charlie you have Charlie Sheen, like, roll up and roll the window down and be like, "Guess who found their path again?" And
oh
then,
Jesus! And
because of
then
that Adonis DNA.
he spits out like a Fiat a Bart badge. Those commercials were great, by the way.
Yes.
But no, I think the Pathfinder needs to come back. But the Xterra is another good one. I think they need to take risks. I think staying away from risks has made them horrible. So have certain CVT transmissions, but that's besides the point. They need to
God.
start making things we care about. Nissan.
Yeah. Yeah. And what's funny is, like, I think they almost could take a play out of what, like, Dodge and Chrysler has done over the last 15 years. While Nissan has been lost for the last 15 years, and as much shit as we can and do give Mama Mopar for
Hmm.
what their offerings have been for the last 15 years, which is basically the same fucking play, just run over and over and over and over again. But it has worked for them. They've been the ones who are like zigging while everyone else is zagging, and that's
Absolutely.
kind of running out of steam at this point, and which is why they're really fumbling the bag
Hmm.
very lately. But I think if Nissan does some of that and says, "Hey, like, Toyota is hybridizing everything,
Hmm.
and Honda is just being hyper conservative, and even when they say they're going to take chances, they don't."
Yep.
They need to be the ones to be like, whether it's the muscle car's back, not like exactly Dodge, but like,
Hmm.
you know, the Maximus back, the full size sports sedan is back, and the entry level exciting car is back with some, like, aggressive styling, and the 4-wheel drive, anti Toyota tax machine is back. Like,
Hmm.
I think they can pull themselves up by the bootstraps, if you will.
Yeah.
Um, so
I
yeah,
mean, they need to, right? Like the writing's on the wall if they don't. It's not going to be a very long path left for them,
get
Pathfinder,
it.
if
Yeah.
you will. Yep.
Mhm.
But how much they got in it? 5 more years? current trajectory, if that.
Oof.
If
Um,
like a fucking death rattle of 5 years ticking off would be my
yeah, I
best guess.
guess it'll just be yeah. I mean, if they continue sailing towards the shore,
Hmm.
which is pure rocks and yeah, following the siren song of inaction,
Hmm.
then yeah, then I think 5 years and they gone.
Hmm.
Because they've got some advantages. They've got that long storied history. They have manufacturing facilities in the United States, so they do not have to get fully blasted in the mouth by, um, not Peanut North, but by the tariff gang, right? Like if you're Polestar and you make everything in China, you are now ineligible for selling shit in the United States, affect like
Hmm.
financially. Nissan has manufacturing facilities here. So they have a lot that they can lean on. They just haven't been
Yeah.
doing it competitively. So
Come on, Nissan.
they got a chance. I want Nissan to be good.
We all do. I love Nissan. I've owned some fantastic Nissans. I think in that period, like I said, I'll even extend to the mid 80s to mid
Mhm.
90s. Nissan was fucking on top of their game. They were absolutely brilliant. And they need to get that back. They
Come
need
on,
to
we
get
want
that
it.
mojo
We want that
back.
mojo, big mojo energy,
Oh,
big ultimate energy.
good. Well, we saved that brand. That's fantastic.
Yeah, yeah,
Check is in the mail, I'm sure.
yeah, exactly. I cannot wait. Yeah. Unfortunately, our PO box is a paper shredder.
Yeah, it
Um,
is.
yeah, it's a shame. Anywho,
Yeah, let's move on. Let's move on and do a little thing we like to call the automotive print
okay.
ad
Oh,
quiz game. I'm gonna pull something mild, well, moderate. I'll call it in the
oh
five, in
man,
the 5 out of 10 range for
I
you.
hate it when you do this because then I'm gonna like stumble and be like, I feel like an idiot, like halfway through you reading it, and I'm like, I don't get it. Fuck.
He gets it now.
All right, let's see. Let's see. Get the pie in my face. Let's go.
So Frank's gonna walk you guys through what the hell we're about to do while I
I
try to
will.
dust off this fine little advertisement.
All right. As he crop dusts that thing off,
Mm.
I will tell you what we're gonna do, which is it's a game. You should play along at home. It's our print ad quiz game. It still has a terrible name, almost 200 episodes in, and yeah, what it consists of, it's quite simple. Chadwick here in today's episode is going to find a print advertisement from some sort of publication from the 80s, 90s to the mid 2000s, the heyday of automobile advertisement, and he will read the type copy from that ad. He will redact out anything overly identifying, such as make, model, model year, because it's my job to try and figure out what make, model, and approximate year of the vehicle in question is based upon the advertisement type copy. I get 3 guesses and 10 minutes. Maybe some hints will come my way. Maybe I won't need them. Chadwick, read to me, baby.
You got it, man. So coming your way is a single page advertisement. Very aggressive photo here.
Oh
Vehicle
boy, full spread.
straight on, right
Oh,
down your friggin' face, lined up with your
apply
dome.
directly to the forehead.
The main line, if you will, H1 if you're doing the HTML. Please stay to the right. Oh, so it's already in your
Oh
face,
wow.
bro.
Harrison Butker. No, carry on.
Stay to the right. Um, it's not many luxury performance sedans that can scare traffic into the slow lane on looks alone.
Oh boy.
But that's how the new blank is: aggressive, bold, with a 32 valve, 250 horsepower, dual overhead cam V8, ABS. I like how they start with the motor and then they mention ABS.
Yeah,
Time period.
right.
Leather, asterisks, walnut, and CD stereo sound, all of which make the left hand lane a much more enjoyable place to be. Blank by blank. See what happens when you demand better.
Wow.
Frank,
Okay.
not wordy.
Not wordy. Not a ton
Mm-mm.
of specs, but some important ones, which is really the motor. You said luxury sports sedan. Um, boy, I mean, 32 valve V8,
Mhm.
250 horse. Immediately, the original Lexus, like the 1UZ FE, jumps to mind. But it does not read I would not call an LS bold and like scare shit out of the fast lane type of shit.
At a
Um,
sideshow, they're pretty scary.
I believe God,
Hmm.
the original Q45 had like 300 and then 290, and it did get down rated a little bit later in like 93, 94, 95, 96, that era to around that horsepower number.
Mhm. SAE adjustments, my friend.
Right. Um, so that's a possibility because that's an also a 32 that kind of checks all those boxes. God, could it be the only front wheel drive modular Ford modular application? Which was you had the was that the Lincoln Continental? God, modern Lincoln naming has been atrocious. It is now,
It's horrible.
and it was in the 90s even
Mhm.
because you had the Continental and you had the Mark 8 and you had the Town Car. And a lot of that shit was trims with one another in earlier instances, and so it gets all wonky. But I think it was the Continental, which was the four-door with the Initech V8, which was the 32 valve Ford modular. And that's right around, I want to say it was like in the Mark 8, it was 260 horse or 265, but I think it was downrated a little bit in the front wheel drive application. So it could be that. God, that's not an aggressive looking car. Um, those are the three that pop to mind.
Mm.
32 valve V8, GM stuff.
We ain't dealing with no ancient pushrod technology in this V8.
Right. Like that's not, it doesn't really jive. All the twin cam stuff they were doing was like the quad four and the LT, whatever the fuck you called it in the 3.4 V6 and the front wheel drive stuff. I'm going to, and Dodge was out to lunch. They weren't playing in this space. Neither was Mazda. Certainly not Honda. Not Toyota proper, but maybe via Lexus. It doesn't sound European, but could it be like an S type? I did not hear Sting singing in this advertisement, so I don't think it's an S type. The 4.0. I'm gonna go, you know what? God. Here's the thing. If I've got three leading the way in my mind, I get three shots, right?
If
So
barring any hints that clarify
sure.
things.
So, yeah, I'm gonna say it is. I'm gonna say it's the Initech V8 powered. I'm gonna say this is a 1990. God, what was it? I'll call it a 96 Lincoln Continental. Final answer.
This is not the Inatrode
Oh no,
V8.
no.
It's a little Office Space shout out
That's
there.
right.
Incorrect. What can I do to help you, Frank?
And isn't actually the Intech? I just always call it the Initech
I
from
think it is the
from
Intech.
from
Yeah.
from Office Space. It's
Or
always been
like
in my head canon.
Penetrode. Penatech. All
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
What can I help you with, man?
Um, I guess I can't think of it being any other potential domestic U.S. domestic manufacturer. Am I correct in that assumption?
It is a domestic.
It is a domestic manufacturer. Okay. Hmm.
It's a big hint.
Could it be the other Lincoln? Because I mentioned the S type,
Mhm.
and that's got a stablemate, which is the Lincoln LS, which I was thinking about, but I thought, is that 250 horse? It's about that. Um, that car famously you can get a V6 manual, but
Yeah, I wish you could get a
you could not get
manual
the
with
manual
the
with the
8.
V8.
That'd be cool.
Um, God, am I gonna go back to back Lincoln guess? Um, there was no V8 32. Well, have I seen the North Star lately? it could
Have you?
be okay. And that was why I was talking about could be Aurora too. Um, located entirely within my kitchen. The thing is, GM loves to talk about ABS. And I do
Talk
think,
about it or imprint it on every surface.
yeah, exactly. Golly, because like, what is more all
Aggressive,
new,
bold.
bold, aggressive? I almost want to say we've done the Aurora before, but I don't know that we have.
Mm.
'Cause you had this would have been the early Aurora. This would have been like a 95 Aurora. Certainly bold and aggressively styled. I don't know if I would call it sporty personally. Um, and you know what's interesting? You did say they called it the blank by blank,
Ah,
which that
we've got a critical reader here, guys. Look
right
out, look out.
because they were that was Oldsmobile's thing then. It was it's back like when Chrysler, it wasn't the Chrysler Imperial, it was just the Imperial. And then
Mm.
people realized like what the fuck is an Imperial? So then it became the Imperial by Chrysler or the Maserati, the TC by Maserati.
By
And they
Maserati. Yep.
yeah, and they did that with the Aurora. So I'm going to say this is a 1995 Aurora by Oldsmobile. That sick light bar and the 4 liter, what do they call that motor? I think it was just called the Aurora V8.
Mm.
That they put in the Shelby Series 3, which is fun. That's what I'm going to say. 95 Aurora by Oldsmobile. Final answer.
All of which make the left-hand lane a much more enjoyable place to be. Aurora by Oldsmobile. This
All
is a
right.
94, which is the first year, 32 valve. It's a 4.6, so it is a North Star
I
derived.
thought it was a 4.0.
Nope, 4.6. It's the derived for it's pretty much the North Star V8 that's in the Cadillac.
It is. I thought I thought it was slightly downsized. Like the bores were a little
Nope,
like a
I think it makes
D
a little
bore.
less power in this application, but yeah,
Yeah.
no, that's the motor. And fun fact, there isn't a single Oldsmobile badge on the car.
Yeah, I think the only place
Kind
it
of cool.
says it is like on the cover of the owner's manual or something like
The
that.
engine cover had it on there, and a lot of times they
Yeah.
almost consider getting that out of there. So Oldsmobile
Yeah.
Aurora.
Have you driven one?
So I've driven the newer one, which I think is
Yeah,
even
the second
crazier.
gen.
The rear is so crazy looking.
The front end is really wonky. I mean, the front end's wonky on both, but
yeah,
on the
the
second gen, it's got like the big. Yeah, yeah.
pretty cool.
It looks like if ET was a blobfish and like you pulled him up from the depths of the ocean too quickly and he like turned into goo, like that's
Oh,
kind of what the front end would look like.
happens to the best of us.
Exactly.
I think the second gen was
Ouch.
cooler looking. I think you're right. The lower front fascia and then the light treatment on the rear of the second gen it's kind of cool, and the huge
Yeah.
ovaloid exhaust. Kind
Yeah,
of
they're
neat.
interesting. I've had some seat time in one. There's one I sold on Cars and Bids, and go see Doug's review on that car. So I sent it down to San Diego, and Doug got some seat time in it. They're pretty interesting. They
But way more comfortable. Like I drove the second gen, and it's way more
yeah,
comfortable than sporty all day. Very
for sure.
comfy.
The first gen one, like the one in the ad there, which was actually a very similar color. It was like a purplish gray,
Mm.
and really interesting. The dash layout was super unique. Like they were really trying to do something different.
Yep.
There was a little bit more obviously GM in the second one. And then they made a V6 variant, which was they actually modified that same V8 and they made a 3.5 liter V6 out of that 32 valve V8. So it was like a bespoke V6.
Ah,
Um,
a shame when they got the 3800 Buick kicking around, but whatever.
yeah, yeah, that was a good one. That took that. I had to dig through the
You
little bit of
you weren't thinking North Star, man. You weren't thinking North Star at
no.
first.
That's not a North Star. It's an Aurora. It's different.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, that's a good one. It's a good little piece of automotive history.
Cool. Well, good job with that, man. You did well. You did well. The Aurora. We hadn't done that one yet. So cool
Yeah,
car,
right.
worthy of a call out. Very original design. But let's move forward into a little recreational drug abuse.
Ooh.
This is our PCP Project Car Progress section. And have you made any progress, my friend, on anything?
Um, God, yes and no. So God, how much? My brain is soup. How much of update on last episode did I give on the fucking Project Focus? Because I
The
do
f-
have some.
you hadn't gotten to your where you're getting the pushback that you're getting right now on that project. You hadn't gotten into that.
Right.
So
Yeah, but I want to say I did. I had mentioned that I did the driver's side, so I
mhm.
replaced the driver's side axle. Oh yeah,
Everything
and then
was
I talked to
going,
the tires.
yeah,
I
everything was
got
going
the tires
swimmingly up to that point.
swimmingly. I'm now uh, I don't know, smashing my junk with a claw hammer,
Mm.
figuratively.
Yeah,
So
I don't kink shame, so
no, it's fine.
if you're
Yeah,
into that.
yeah. I'd be ashamed if I got it up because keeping it soft is cool. Everyone's doing it. The thing, okay. So I swapped out the axle and the outer tie rod and the sway bar end link
Mm.
on the driver's side, right? Simple enough. It actually went pretty easily. I did have to run out and get the sway bar end link and the tie rod end because um, I didn't really see that they were as bad as they were until I had the wheel off to do the axle.
Hmm.
So I bought those, popped them all in Mevotech. Now I got
Good.
them locally because I was like, I just want to get this thing back together so I can get the project moving ahead.
Hmm.
And so I did that. I bought that. But if I'm going to do the tie rod end and the end link on the driver's side, I'm going to pop the passenger side off and do that. So I did. I popped the passenger side wheel off, got the wrenching on that. Right when I got the wheel off, I was like, oh shit, this axle is actually bonked as well.
Mm.
So it was gonna take too long to get it from Rock. And so I ordered it through Napa Auto Parts. They're the only one that can get it for me because it's SVT specific.
Oh.
Um, anyways, they said, "Oh yeah, it'll be here in 2 days." 5 days go by, they never called me. So I called them and they're like, "Oh yeah, man, it's here." Like they just never called me. Great, cool. So I went there, I grabbed it. I go to install it a couple of days ago, and the driver's side was everything went perfect. Passenger
Hmm.
side, everything's a fucking mess. Um, I cannot for the life of me get the lower ball joint to come out of the knuckle.
Mm.
I got it unseated easy enough. It will not come all the way out. I've done a little bit of homework, um, beyond reaching out to you. I'm like, am I profoundly stupid here and just can't figure? Am I missing something obvious? And you're like, did you try this? Yeah. How about this? Uh-huh. How about this? Yeah, I did that and this and this. Oh shit. And it
Yeah.
just every single thing was just like it just wasn't going to come out. And I don't. Here's the thing. I am right up against it as far as budget on this thing. My $3,500 cap to the point where like if I don't spend another cent on this car, I still might not be able to afford an alignment, which I have
You
to do.
have to. Yeah.
I have to. So I
You're
might
gonna
have to
take
like find
penalty
some,
points on that.
or just like find some hood wrap place that's gonna do. Like I might even just have to end up doing just a front end alignment in order to stay within budget. Because
Oh
as it
God.
is right now, if I get the alignment done by the Les Schwab down the street after Mountain Balance, I'm gonna be $47 over budget.
Ah.
And that's without me doing the valve cover gasket.
Oh, gotta do
So
that.
I, if I can, so we'll see. I might have to get a little bit creative, but at the end of it is, I had to the bolt seized on the outer tie rod end
Hmm.
where it bounced to the knuckle. It got to the top and just locked, and then it's got where you can put the like a hex
Hmm.
in the top to hold it from spinning. It stripped that out,
Oh.
so I had to take an angle grinder to it, and cut it off, which was easy enough. But I always assume it's going to blow up and like decapitate me.
Oh, every time.
I hate those fucking tools. So got that off. Still cannot get the lower control arm off the knuckle, and I was just like beating the bejesus out of it with a 5 pound dead blow.
Hmm.
Can't get it to come out. I'm using a huge breaker bar with a floor jack under it to like Nope,
Dude, yeah.
nothing. I just every stupid tool, breaker bar with a cheater extension on it, nothing. Like I just cannot get it to separate out, and I can't afford to trash that lower ball joint because it's riveted into the control arm, and I
Yep.
don't have money in the budget to replace the control arm. So I bought a tool for $7.99, which all it is, it's a hook. It's one of, I don't know if you've seen it. It's like a breaker bar hook that you just hook on the lower control arm.
Mm.
And it's got like a picture like a question mark, except
He
where the tail is, goes into a circle. So you put it on lower control arm, you put the
pivoted up.
breaker bar through it, and then you pivot it off the,
Yep.
yep, and you just yank. It was Amazon. It came this morning. I haven't had an opportunity, and I won't have an opportunity this weekend to deal with it. But I'm hoping that's it, because otherwise I'm pulling the entire lower control arm from the subframe,
Oh,
or I go the other way and I take the strut out, which I don't want to do.
yeah.
'Cause it's
I'd rather deal
compressed.
with I'd rather deal with that control arm.
Yeah, it's just so, and those bushings are on the subframe for the lower control arm are worn, so like that I can damage the control arm from that end, right? If that bushing tears, okay, now I got to buy a control arm, and I have to, like, I don't know, return my windshield or like return my tires and get some ling longs. Like I don't know.
Yeah, it's tough.
I gotta make budget, so we'll see. What was like, oh, like a couple of this or that. I don't know. But it's annoying, so we'll see. How's about you?
I think he'll make it through there. I wish I was making a progress report on my rally car because I haven't. I haven't. So we're gonna talk about the track, right? I actually
Yeah,
got some pretty good progress on the tracker. I'll be real quick because I think we're over on time.
yeah.
But the track ride just did the wheels last time. They came out awesome. Like I'm so pumped that I went. It was a little risk, you know. I always like to do the I'm straight up restoration guy and bring the Steelies back. But I was like, fuck it, we're doing gloss white wheels because it just
Perfect.
pops with the white top and
Hell
the
yeah.
red. Came out great. The paint it's single stage paint, right? So it's like every other single stage red paint. It's like pasty, chalky
Crazes.
pink.
Yep.
Right. And everything fades differently. After 30 years, paint you can't ever bring it all the way back. But dude, just taking a DA polisher to it, doing like
I love.
compound polish and wax.
That's so satisfying on those red cars because
Dude,
it always comes back. Even if you think it's like, oh, I think this might come out okay. It will always come out better than you expected.
it looks
Like,
so good. Now,
yeah,
obviously, there's some panels that are faded differently, like the hood and
sure.
but you're gonna get that. But I mean, the gloss factor is there. Like just the difference of having
Yeah.
glossy paint versus like a flat matte finish is
Mhm.
huge with these trucks. So it looks the bright white top, the bright white wheels with that glossy red paint. It
Mhm.
just looks absolutely fantastic. It's worth every because it's all time, right? At that point,
Yeah.
I already have the materials. It's just it takes so goddamn long to do that stuff, man. Because you get all done, you get done with the compound, right? And you're like,
Mhm.
oh god, now to polish,
Oh
now
God,
to
it's like,
wax. It takes for fucking ever. And you get fucking compound in every little crack on these old cars that have so many huge
yep,
seams that just
yep.
fill with that shit. So yeah, you got to deal with that. But anyway, worth every. I wouldn't take it back for the world. I think that's one of the best things you can do to an old truck like that to make it look
Mhm.
good. And to keep the paint on there that's on there, right? Because that
Yeah.
extra gloss and putting a good coat of wax will protect it. I did install my spare tire cover that I imported from France that says Geo Tracker with the white lettering on the black tire cover.
Mhm.
It's all those little pieces that come together when I do a restoration, and I think that really tied the whole truck together. It looks so good. It
Hell
looks
yeah.
so fucking good. I need to like put it aside though to get the fucking rally car done because I really wanted to finish the tracker. So the tracker is pretty much at a finished state, barring anything interesting that's going to pop up, which I'm sure there is going to be something
Oh
that
no,
pops up.
no, never,
Yeah,
never,
no,
never, never.
it's a project ever finished. But yeah, let's shut it down really quick style.
Put it
Um,
down. Let's go
yeah,
home.
guys, thanks for tuning in. This has been
Yes,
another presentation of the Another Pointless Automotive Podcast Network,
indeed.
APA Podcast. For those in the know, check us out on YouTube. We do publish every video. We can play a little drinking game this time. Every time Frank freezes, take a shot. You
Yeah,
will be hammer drunk
exactly.
dead.
I got
Uh,
myself a new podcast machine, and every time we record now, there's a new fucking hurdle to overcome, which is
it's
great. I love technology, don't you?
It's the cost of progress. But
Yes.
yeah, but please check us out. Listen to us wherever you listen to your podcast. Rate and review. That helps us out a lot. I am at the Auto Obscure Garage if you want to follow my stuff. Rescues, restorations, reviews, tracker content. Hopefully, Volvo tracker or Volvo transitioning from tracker
Volvo
content
watch.
before the rally would be a nice time to finish that car.
Yeah.
Follow me there. Frank, where can the good folks follow your personal endeavors?
Ooh. Boy, yeah, a nightclub near you or at the photographer's garage. That's mostly on Instagram, a splash on the YouTubes. You can but honestly, like pay most attention to me and us here. I do, once my computer stops fighting me and the podcast, hopefully we'll have some more fun stuff coming your way. So stay tuned for that. And yeah, I'll see you alls on the next time.
Take care, guys, as always.